Hey everyone, just getting set up here on my phone. Come on in. I'm just putting my link here. Hi Karen. And then I'm going to see if I can pin it. I don't know. Whoops. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. Well, let me get back to my live. Yay, I pinned my first comment. Okay. Let's get going. We're going to make a fun, festive wreath tonight. I'm doing great. It's been a good day. It's been a busy day. I've got my ring lights on, so hopefully it's a little bit brighter for y'all tonight than it has been. I was like, I should use these ring lights. I use them to take pictures of my wreaths. I don't want to blind you, but I'll show you a little bit. Yeah, see? They're big. They're bright. They come in very handy. All right, so tonight we're going to make a pancake style wreath or a flat wreath or basically a wreath that will go between your front door and between your storm door, screen door, glass door. Some people, and if you're just now joining, my name is JNorrell, and I'm with JNorrell Creations, and we're so glad you're here. Karen, how was your day? Hey, Renee, welcome. We're making a pancake style wreath tonight. This design that I'm making tonight was created by Melissa Morrow with Sincerely Creative Mom. And I'm just going to prep our sign here. So I'll take these staples out. And then I'm going to add square mounts. Hi, Susan. Welcome. All right, so let's see here. I'm going to remove these stickers, or these labels, because if my customer were to flip this over, I don't want them to see the labels. Oh, you're watching me, Anne Mary? Yeah, she went live a little bit before me. All right, so remember how last night I was saying on the, can y'all hear that dinging in the background? Let me go. That's my computer. Let me go turn my sound off on my computer. All right, that's better. All right, so last night when I was telling you that on that sign I used the cable mounts and then we super glued and then we hot glued. So the first thing you want to do is figure out where you're going to put your wreath. I mean, where you're going to put your sign on your wreath. I'm going to center this, and then we're probably going to put a bow over here. So I know that I want a sign mount or a cable mount here and here. So we're going to use some super glue, because yes, these have an adhesive backing, but we don't want to just rely on that adhesive backing. We want to give it a little extra, because remember, someone could be having this on their front door and it's going to be out in the elements, and we want to make sure we use all the tools at our disposal. And I'm just using Gorilla Super Glue Gel. Nothing fancy. Hi, Carol. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. All right, so we're going to put the cable tie on. And I have my glue gun ready to go. So I'm just going to take my hot glue and put it all around here. And what we're wanting to do is have this hot glue. Y'all see how my hand shakes? This is why I can't make bows. I don't know if y'all can see that, but that's why I can't do bows by hand. That's why I use that Easy Bow Maker. I have not really a complete form of early onset Parkinson's, but I get shaky. And part of it is I have severe fibromyalgia, so I have a hard time. And sometimes this glue gun is a little wonky. There we go. All right. So I wanted to go ahead and prep that and get that out of the way. Hi, Judy. That's fine. Yeah, I know you're probably watching Mary too. All right, so this is our wreath base. And if you remember last night, our wreath base had tines. It was a 15, 25-inch elevated work base with the different tines. This one doesn't have any tines. Let me go ahead and remove our price tag. We're going to add the twist ties to the wreath form. This is a 14-inch wire wreath form. And we're going to do 6 ties on the top and 6 ties on the bottom. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're going to need a tie for our bow, and we're going to need 2 ties for our side. All right. And we're just going to take our twist ties, and I'm going to put the first 6 at each one of these brackets. And I'm taking the twist tie, and I'm making sure that they're even. And I'm looping one here, and then the other one right here next to this little notch here, so that it kind of rests on it. I'm pulling it tight, and I'm going to twist it 5 times. 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we're actually making our ties on the wreath. So the top ones go here at these brackets. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. So how was everyone's day? Were y'all busy? Did everybody have to work today? Or who are my retired folks? Do we have any retired folks on? Again, just putting the Chanel stems or pipe cleaners. And this is a similar form. So these 14-inch forms, you can get at the Dollar Tree. So the wreath that I'm making tonight, you can make with a 14-inch. Judy is retired. Lucky, lucky, lucky. She made it to that wonderful sweet point in life of being retired. So this is a 14-inch wire frame. So this happens to be from Deco Exchange, and my affiliate link with Deco Exchange is shoplikejohn.com. And so on... Oh, you spent the day cleaning your... Oh, I would love to see your craft shed, Renee. I have a craft basement. It is a finished basement, and so I'm very blessed. I do have a lot of space here in our house that we could be using for other things, but we use it to run our businesses out of. So anyhow, you can get these at shoplikejohn.com. You can get the Chanel stems at shoplikejohn.com as well. This is just a little bit sturdier than a Dollar Tree frame. And I think the Dollar Tree frames just have 3 braces or 3 levels, 3 rows, where this has 4 rows. All right. And then here on this bottom row, I'm actually, these actually are going to squeeze together a little bit, because I'm actually squeezing it together to add tension to better hold that on there. Oh, that's nice of you, Susan. Help out your kids. Judy, the Dollar Tree ones have 4 too? Okay. For some reason, I was thinking they had 3. So where the Dollar Tree ones are like, obviously, well, now $1.25. This one's going to run about $2.65, but it's just a stronger, heavier gauge wire. Hey, Liz. So we're making a... Hey, Karen. Hey, Aurelis. I'm doing great. I've had a wonderful day. Had a busy day with our IT business, and then the wreath that I made last night is listed in my Etsy shop, so I got that listed today. And hi, Brenda. I just got a lot done today. It was really good. It was a really good day. Did a couple of business coaching sessions. Worked on my Pinterest, which it's not ready to go live yet. I'm still doing all my boards and collecting pins and getting all of that together. So tonight we're making a pancake style wreath. And so we're using, if you're just joining us, we're using this sign and this beautiful fabric mesh. And then you can see our ribbons over here. So we're going to pull in some floral ribbon. Oh, my mother-in-law just texted me. We got my mother-in-law a Chromebook for Christmas because her computer died and she didn't want a full computer again. So she wanted to try a laptop. So she just texted me that she finally got it all. Well, we got most of it set up, but the part that she was having to do was get the internet part set up. So that's taken care of. So we're going to cut these at 20 inches. So we're going to do, is that right? Yeah, 20-inch ruffles. So we're doing ruffles again tonight. But I only need 12, where last night we needed 18. So starting at 5, well, let me... Anybody do anything exciting today? All right, so I'm cutting this 10-inch mesh at 20 inches, similar to what we did last night with that other wreath. And so this style wreath is actually a wreath that, as I was saying earlier, some of y'all just came on. This style wreath is going to go between your front door and your storm door if you have a storm door. So, like last night's wreath was definitely a wreath that you would put either on your front door if you don't have a storm door, or if you have a storm door like I have a glass storm door. So I have one of those command hooks on my storm door so that I can hang my big wreaths on the outside of my storm door and everybody can see them. Oh, Judy, you're working on a grapevine? I have one grapevine, and I'm not ready yet to dive into grapevines. Still learning deco mesh wreaths and grapevines. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Grapevines typically involve more florals, and as y'all saw last night, I am starting to purchase florals so that when I get ready to dive into florals, I'm ready to go. It's so hard keeping count. Keeping count and talking. So that was 9, 10. The fabric mesh really likes to stick to each other. I like the fabric mesh, especially for this sign has a little bit of a softer look to it. It's not like bright and shiny like some of my other signs. So the fabric mesh doesn't have the shine to it like most poly deco meshes. It's a softer. It's actually got like cotton in addition to the plasticky mesh. There's lines of cotton in it, so it feels softer. Hey Mary, hey Debbie, welcome. Oh good. Well then I'm glad you're here, Judy. Sorry I'm not making a grapevine wreath tonight, but some of the concepts are the same. And if you wanted to put mesh into a grapevine wreath, you just do your ruffle or do your poof or whatever. Just have either zip tie it in or use these Chanel stems and tie it in to your grapevine wreath. All right, so we're gonna ruffle. I did a TikTok and a reel, Facebook reel, which is Facebook's version of TikToks. I recorded me doing a ruffle, and that every day I'm hustling, but with us wreath makers, it's every day we're ruffling. All right. Now we're just gonna twist that in. Twist 5 times. Bring these around. Get the top to meet. Get the bottom to meet. As I'm making this, if you really like this wreath, I have a comment pinned down there, and it's a link to my Etsy shop, and this listing is already in my Etsy shop. You'll see a picture where it says tonight's Facebook Live Spring Gnome wreath, and so you can actually go ahead and purchase it, and I can get it shipped out to you tomorrow if you like what you see. I forgot to do that the last 2 nights. But I'm like, I'm going to be on it tonight and have that listing out there for y'all. So I'm just making a ruffle. Again, this is 10-inch mesh, a 20-inch ruffle. We're going around the bottom first. And there's a reason for that, because we're going to do our ruffles on the bottom. And then we're going to lay our ribbon tails down. And we want to do this bottom row first so that when we do the top row, it lays down on top of here. So, because I want to end up with a wreath that's only about 3 inches thick. Let's see, I love the way the fabric mesh feels too. Work with it. Where's your... So my raised base, this is a 14-inch wire base, and it's from shoplikejohn.com. Ruffle, ruffle, ruffle. Y'all, I still have not had time to catch up on the Olympics. I'm so far behind. I still have no idea what the medal count is. I know the last time I looked, I think China was leading us. I'm hoping we have turned that around. I'm twisting the chenille stem 5 times. I'm just taking these 2 pieces of mesh and I'm going to join them together. And I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom. And then something else I'll do is I'll take this mesh and manipulate it so that it kind of folds down and not out. And make sure this lays down on top of this other curl or ruffle, I mean. So something I'm looking into is having a text number where y'all could sign up and get text messages from me, like when I go live, if I put something new in my shop that y'all might like, when new things arrive in my wreath supply shop. If that's something y'all might be interested in, let me know. Just comment and go, yeah, I would sign up for your text list. If you're new, make sure you say hi. Tell us where you're from. I noticed last night and the night before, it was fun to see where everybody was from. We had people from Montana and New Jersey and all over the place. Hi, Bonnie. Welcome. So I'm just making ruffles. We're going to ruffle all the way around the bottom. Oh, Georgia. I love Georgia. Thank you, Liz. Oh, Wisconsin. I have been to Wisconsin. I drove through Wisconsin. This is me going to Wisconsin. I drove through Wisconsin when I drove for a conference in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And I think it was when I got to Wisconsin, y'all have these exits. It's like you get off the interstate and you go up, and it's like there's a gas station and maybe a few places to eat. It's like little shopping centers that are just for like people driving. I don't really know what you call them, but it was, I don't know, it was really cool. Let's see. Oasis. Yes. We don't have those in the South. It was so cool. It was so cool. I remember the first one I went to, I called my husband Darren. I'm like, you are not going to believe this. And took pictures and sent them to him because I don't know if you could go live back then like that. It's been a few years ago. This must be short or something. I don't know why this isn't touching. Take this one back out, maybe. Something's not right. Oh, okay. Virginia, Pennsylvania. Indiana. I'm in Louisville, Kentucky, in case, I don't think I said that, but in case you didn't know. I am in Louisville. So I'm just redoing this one. It didn't spread out like it was supposed to. So when it spreads out, it should touch this other one. There we go. I must have just ruffled it wrong or something. All right, so we got our bottom row done. So now we need to cut our ribbon tails, and we're using these two for ribbon tails. This pink Swiss dot, because he's got polka dots in him. And see, the reason I chose this teal fabric is because the watering can is teal. And then we've got pink up here. And then we got the purple polka dot. So these two ribbons are going to go great with this sign. And on this wreath, we're going to cut our ribbon tails at 14 inches. So I need my... Make sure I don't lose my... Let's see. I'm trying to think if I have any fun stories today, y'all. I lead a pretty, I say, boring life. I mean, I'm busy with my businesses and being a caregiver, but I mean, I haven't left the house. I'm probably going on 2 weeks. I don't really get out that much. We our lives are so centered around Larry. We have a few people that we see every now and then, but especially with COVID, we don't really get together with people because we have to be so careful that we don't bring something in. And even if it's a cold or especially COVID with Larry, I mean, that would be detrimental. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, and I haven't been shopping. Oh, Nicholasville, Kentucky. I'm not sure where that is. I'll have to Google it. 20 minutes from Dubuque, Iowa, and 20 minutes from East Dubuque. Oh, thanks, Brenda. I love this pink Swiss dot. It's so pretty. I'm just going to cut it here. Come down here. Cut it again. And we'll use some of that in the bow. So we're going to use some of the solid in the bow. And then some of this pink and white gingham. And okay, and then look at this, y'all. It's got little pom-poms on the edge. We're going to use that in the bow. And then we're also going to use this beautiful floral ribbon in the bow. Isn't that pretty? And so you've got the pink out of the sign. You've got the blue out of the sign. The blue in the mesh. Okay. Yeah. All right. So my family. Oh, you're not gonna eat the leftovers from last night?
Well, that's your portion of it.
Oh, there's not enough for all of us?
No, not for all of us. No.
Oh, okay. All right. Just wondering. I'm not a McDonald's person, and Darren and Larry have decided they're going to have McDonald's tonight. So sorry for that little conversation. And I'm like, you're going to McDonald's? I made all that food last night. But I guess it was just enough for... They ate their portion, and I guess I made just enough for the three of us. I wasn't sure how much I made. But I'm thinking, I cooked all that food last night, and you're going to McDonald's? Do y'all have those kind of conversations with your family? But he's also going to... You're going to Kroger too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He's also going to Kroger because I'm still out of creamer. And I'm hoping that they have my creamer. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I mean, back in the day, they used to have what was called the Southern chicken sandwich. It was actually a good sandwich. That was also back when they had the chicken select strips. Those were good. Then they got rid of them. And what did they bring in? Crappy chicken sandwich. Well, they didn't have one for a while. And then what they replaced it with, this crispy chicken sandwich, it sucks. I don't like it. Sorry, McDonald's. It's horrible. I don't like their hamburgers. I mean, I guess if I was desperate and starving, I could stomach it. I have never had a Big Mac because okay, y'all, I'm not a big fancy hamburger eater in the sense that I like it plain. I like bread, mustard, pickles, cheese, meat. That's it. I don't want your special sauce. I don't want your mayonnaise. I don't want your ketchup. Linda, okay, so we had the ice storm and the snow thing here, 2 weeks ago? We went to the grocery stores. No milk, no bread, no creamer. They had like a few potatoes. There was one onion. They did at least have roasts. Because I wanted to make a roast, and the roast we have in the deep freeze from our local person, I had not thought it out. And so I was like, well, I'll just go get a Kroger roast. You know, McDonald's fries are great. When you can find a McDonald's that can produce really good McDonald's fries. Our McDonald's here by our house, it's desperation food. I mean, I don't know. I don't understand. It's not consistent. Like, if I'm going to eat McDonald's and have McDonald's fries, I want to be in a small town. But there's something about small towns where the people in the small town love their jobs. They love what they do. They love making you a hamburger and making you the best fries. And the food at fast food places is so much better in small towns than living in a city where the people back there could care less if they even produce anything relating a French fry. I also shop in small towns. So we have some small towns across the river from us: Jeffersonville, Indiana, Clarksville, Indiana, New Albany, Indiana. That's if I'm going to go shopping, those are the cities I typically go to. They're smaller towns, same stores, usually very well stocked. Everyone that works there is so nice and so happy versus living in a big city. Yes, I consider Louisville a big city. I don't know. The people in the stores, they're just different. They're just different. Hold on. Creamer, bread. They don't have creamer, then get the caramel macchiato.
Okay.
Oh, get me some cereal.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's it.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Love you. All right. So we got our ribbon tails. So we're going to put our ribbon tails in the bottom. They are, Brenda. Does anybody else see anything from the store? Well, Derek's going to Kroger and McDonald's. I'm surprised he didn't bring me the walkie-talkie. So Larry stays in his room. He's bedbound. So 3, 4, 5. So what we do is we have walkie-talkies. Darren usually keeps the walkie-talkie because we have 4 walkie-talkies, and we have like 2 daytime walkie-talkies and then 2 nighttime walkie-talkies, and we trade them out based upon morning and evening. And I'm surprised he didn't bring me the walkie-talkie, so I'm gonna have to listen in case I hear Larry say something because I don't have the walkie-talkie. Ugh, this is turning out so pretty. Do any of y'all have a place called Jim and Nick's where you live? We used to have this restaurant called Jim and Nick's when we lived in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and it is so good. My mom and my sister and her husband and their kids live in Memphis, Tennessee. So when I go down there and visit them, they have a Jim and Nick's, and I get to have my Jim and Nick's fix. It's so good food. It's called Jim, Jim, then the letter N, and then Nick's. It's a barbecue joint. Everything's made from scratch every day. Apparently they don't even have freezers. It's a chain. It's probably maybe come up in the last 10, 15 years, at least in Tennessee. I don't know where it originated. I've never looked that up. But it's really good barbecue. And they have these little cheddar cheese biscuits. And, oh, God, you could eat like baskets of them. They're kind of like biscuit rolls. I don't know. They're not like the Cheddar Bay biscuits at Red Lobster. I won't go on my Red Lobster rant. I'm not a Red Lobster fan. But those Cheddar Bay biscuits at Red Lobster are pretty good. But let me go back, because what I usually do at this point is I snip these off, just like Melissa does, and then tuck it back behind that ribbon. Yeah, Carol, it's not like a local place to Murfreesboro. It's not like a local joint. Y'all, if you see my nails, I apologize. If you're like looking at them going, good God, his fingernails. One of the things that I thoroughly enjoy doing that I have not got to do during the pandemic, and this is going to sound about as gay as hell, is getting manicures. I used to get a manicure at least once a month, sometimes more than once a month. And now that I'm going live, I'm going to have to go back to getting manicures. But I've been nervous about getting manicures with this pandemic. You know, again, if it was just Darren and I, we would be a little more adventurous, I guess, during this pandemic. But we have to be so cautious with Larry. I mean, even when I travel, because I have traveled some during the pandemic for different things, when I come back for 2 weeks, I don't get around Larry. I try to stay quarantined either down here in the basement or to our bedroom, just as a precaution, because you just can't be too careful. Like everybody else, we're so ready for... Hey, Sherry, welcome. Y'all, if you're new and you're not following my page yet, click your screen and then click up towards the right and you'll see 3 little dots. Click those 3 dots and make sure you hit follow. If you like this, what you're seeing, and you want to purchase this wreath, it is already listed in my Etsy shop. The link to my Etsy shop is pinned down there, or you can just go to www.JNorrellcreations.com and you'll see it listed there. It's a little blue image and it says tonight's Facebook Live 2/9/22, and you can go ahead and purchase this. And it would ship out tomorrow, because I've got another wreath that's shipping out tomorrow. Also, if you just joined us, the wreath we're making, this is a pancake or flat style wreath. It's a style wreath that will go between your front door and your storm door or your glass door or screen door. So when we're done with the wreath, it should be about 3 to 4 inches in width. All right, we're going to put our ruffles on the top. If you have any questions about what I'm doing, just ask away. Be glad to answer any questions. Just ruffle, ruffle, ruffle. So now we're going to take and lay this, and we're going to lay this ruffle right on top of the other ruffles. Put it in tight. 1, 2, 5. And y'all, the reason I do 5 is because watching, we call her Coach Mel or Coach Melly Mel, watching Melissa with Sincerely Creative Mom, that's how many she does. So remember how growing up people would be, you just basically say, well, that's how my mama did it. So that's the way I do things, is just the way that I've been learning from different creative coaches. All right. Thank you, Linda. You're probably going to hear my dogs start howling here in a little bit because they're going to realize that I'm down here and their other dad has gone to the store. And what will happen, we have two dogs, Sam and Lucy. Sam is like a lab Shar-Pei kind of mix. He's gorgeous. And then our girl, Lucy, she is Jack Russell Beagle mix. And they are brother-sister. They're from the same litter. And apparently we learned from the vet that you can have multiple fathers in the same litter. So their mom had really good times. Or at least a really good time one night. But anyhow, Sam will realize there's no one up there near him because we have worked from home their entire lives. And he will start howling. And then Lucy chimes in. We listen to this 3 or 4 times, sometimes 5 times a day. Crumbling. Sam, our boy, as he's gotten older, or here lately, at least the last maybe 6 months, he has just gotten so vocal because he is just attention craving. He'll bark throughout the day, and he's just barking to get attention. And even when our helper is here, so she's upstairs, I mean, they know her. She can be upstairs, and he'll still start howling. And it's because one of us aren't up there sitting next to him on the couch. That's all he wants. But he's just going to sleep anyway. He just wants you sitting there next to him. All right. I'm just going to turn over this mesh so that it lays down more flat. All right. And then let me give you all a close-up on. So when I'm ruffling, all I'm doing is, so this is a little bit harder because there's not any stripes, but I'm finding a center point, and then I'm picking like 2 strands of cotton, and I'm taking these fingers here, and then I'm just pinching. So pinch, pull, pinch, pull, pinch, pull, pinch, pull, pinch, pull, and then I'm just holding all of this, what I've gathered so far, in between these two, in between the index finger and my thumb. I think that's the index finger. It's been a while since I had biology. Just push that back out. Pull, pinch, pull, pinch, pull, pinch. And there you go. You've got your ruffle. Crossing those over, manipulating the mesh, folding it down. All right, we've got 2 more pieces of this beautiful teal turquoise fabric mesh. And this is why I can't do wreaths. I don't have enough finger coordination. Yep, just ruffling along. Mary, you can do this. I know you can do this. I am not very coordinated either. And I have horrible issues with my hands. I was using my glue gun earlier. Sorry you missed me doing the sign. And my hands were just shaking like crazy trying to hold that glue gun. It was crazy. So you can do this. And then we can start watching you make wreaths. Yes, tell her, Brenda. It's called practice. Practice, practice, practice. Just tying that off. So are any of y'all really big Pinterest users? I'm not, y'all. I will say I have not. I never got into Pinterest. I'm now obviously learning Pinterest from a business standpoint and why it is so beneficial. And since I have never used it, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't really get the concept of it. I'm learning the concept and why it's so popular. But do any of y'all Pinterest and pin all the things and try to make the things that you pin or live by the pins that you find, like motivational stuff or organizational stuff? Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna have to find, maybe, I don't know. I'll see if I can find y'all's boards so I can have some examples of what in the world to do. So in the business aspect of it, I've created my boards, but since I have a business Pinterest account, Pinterest says it doesn't like for you to make a board public until you have 30 pins. Y'all, that's a lot of pins to me. And Pinterest doesn't want you to pin, at least from a business standpoint, more than I think 8 to 10 pins a day. So it's going to take me a while to build up my boards so that then I can make them public. What's that, Brenda? Who laughed at you? Who laughed at you about your bows? Or laughed about how you learned to make bows? All right, just going up the middle, pinching it, bending it. I'll put this in. Oh, I see. Yeah, you just got to do it. And the first ones are not going to look good. I mean, Mary, when you and I were in that hotel room with Maria and she was trying to teach us how to make a bow, I mean, a hand bow. And yeah, you did better than me, I think, if I recall. Or no, maybe I did better than you. Yeah, that's right. My bow at least had loops. I don't remember what you accomplished. But you make pretty messy bows. Or stacked bows. I've heard someone tell me they're called stacked bows. Oh, okay. You gave up. Thanks, Linda. Yeah, that's what I was on a coaching call before I went live. And I actually had to jump off of it before it was finished. And I was talking to Coach Chris, and she was telling me that my boards don't have to just be all of my pins. It can be a mixture. But it needs to be mostly my stuff, or I guess my created pins, not oh, I missed one of these. 30, 20. No. 30, that's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 16. Hello. Do some math. Oh, yes. The Easy Bow Maker. Yeah, I couldn't be making bows without the Easy Bow Maker. And I have that Bodabra. I know you can make bows using it too, but I just found the Easy Bow Maker easier. Hello, Easy Bow Maker. This is so pretty. All right, let me trim these. Forgot to do that while I was, so I'm trim them and tuck them around. And you tuck them behind so that, you know, the white is okay because the white matches, it blends in with the white on the ribbons. But you don't want these just sticking out. On the bigger wreaths, you've got more mesh, and then you've got your different ribbons. So you use up more of the width of the tines. Or ties. You call them tines. Tines, ties. Alright, so now we're going to put on our sign. Oh, so cute. So cute. I love these little gnome signs. I'm just going to put my pipe cleaner here. So I'm just twisting this on, making sure it's good and tight. Set him there. Fish our pipe cleaner through our mesh. back to the fun part of ribbon making. Or bow making, or wreath making. I got bows on this fabric mesh is a little bit harder to get these pipe cleaners through. It's thicker. Oh, 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 oh. Yes. Success. Now to find it. I'm just tying it off. I'll do one up here at the top. Again, just going through the mesh until I get through the mesh. And I'm just working it through. Come on. Maybe. Nope, it bent. See, it likes to bend, and then it goes in different directions in the middle of different layers of the mesh instead of going through. Come on. Come on, you can do it. I have to talk to it sometimes, convince it that it can do it. You know, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. There's only so many bends until go through. There we go. It just was getting too bent up. All right. All right, got our sign on there. Perfect. I would have thrown it. It can be a little cantankerous sometimes getting the signs on. And still being new to this, that was one of the things about thinking about going live. I was like, oh, I'm not good at putting the signs on. So hopefully I make it look easy. What y'all can't see is I'm sitting back here in this chair going, oh, please, come on, work with me. You can do this. In my head. Like, don't let me down. All right, I'm going to start with this solid pink. Pinch twist. First, I guess I need to get my tails. Pull off some ribbon. I'm just going to do a smaller bow tonight. Do 7-inch loops. Sometimes this ribbon doesn't play right. Either it doesn't play right or I don't put it on the spool right. It's probably more me not putting it on the spool right. Pinch, twist. All right, move the 7. I want 7 over here. If y'all can't see, these are actually measurements on the, it's like a ruler on the Easy Bow Maker. Thank you. Mary, you're cracking me up. Alright, there's that. Get our tail. Alright. We'll do our Swiss dot. Or maybe, hold on. Let me look. Add some of this. Check out this floral. Isn't that pretty? I think at first I have tails. And the reason I changed is I didn't want pink on pink. So I'll come back in after this one. Welcome, Alice. Y'all, if you're new, make sure you tap on your screen. Up in the top right will be 3 dots. Click on those 3 dots and make sure you follow my page. If you like this wreath that we're making and you want it on your front door, there's a pinned post down there. It's listed in my Etsy shop already. So you can click on that link that's pinned, or you can just go to www.JNorrell creations.com. All right, we've got that. Now we're going to come in with this floral. This also got butterflies on it, because if you're going to have flowers, you should have butterflies. I think I'm going to do 4 loops of that. This. See how it looks. I haven't done this before, but I think it'll be cute. And then we'll finish off with some of this Pancake Gnome. go. Yeah, so you try to go in about an inch. So I made these the same size. But yeah, you want to go in, so like the outside is about 7 inches, 6 inches, 5 inches, 4 inches, 3 inches, and then 2. All right, then I push it down really hard. I'm going to get my hand up here behind him, all the layers, and hold on to it, and lift it up. You want to keep a really firm grip. Pinch it down. Keep all of these layers together. Get your pipe cleaner. Hold them really tight. Make sure your stack stays together. Pull it. Pinch. And then twist. Make sure it's really tight. Move that out of the way. Get my ribbon tails down here. Put my bow on. I'll put my bow here, I think. Again, I'll lift up some of this mesh. Hopefully make it a little bit easier to get this bow on. I may. Thank you, Brenda. Got it through, maybe. Tie it off. All right. And now once it's on here, you can start playing with it and getting things where you want it. You're just kind of working the ribbon, making the bow do what you want it to do. Get your ribbon tails out of the way. And you just keep working with it. Don't be afraid of it. I think that was when I first started making bows. I think you're almost like you're afraid you're going to break it or you're going to hurt it. Don't be afraid of the ribbon. Make the ribbon do what you want the ribbon to do. I know that sounds easier, you know, the whole set easier said than done, but it really is fairly easy. It's just a matter of taking the time, working with it, finding your loops, making your loops do what you want to do. And sometimes as you're working with the ribbon, you mess up different sections as you're figuring out how you want the ribbon to lay and where you want the ribbon to go. And that's okay too. And sometimes when you're doing it here, like sitting down, it may look good, but then once you get it up on the wall, you realize it doesn't look good. And so when I get it up on the wall, a lot of times I'll end up I think it looks really pretty. It almost looks like a little flower. especially with those 4 there. And then you've got the pink. Now let's dovetail our ends. We'll just make our ribbon tails kind of whimsical, kind of going wherever they want to go. Yes. I can keep this piece of ribbon and use that as a ribbon tail, probably somewhere else. Make sure, oh, got one right here. All right, there we go. What y'all think? I like it. I like it. Wouldn't that be cute on your front door? For spring, welcoming in spring. Little gnome action. You missed the tying of the bow. How did you miss it? Did you look away? Oh, you got a text. Well, you have a lot going on right now. That's all right. Thanks, Karen. Thanks, everyone. So again, this is in my shop. It's $59.97, I think. So really good price on these flat style wreaths. Susan, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of the gnomes either. But I mean, they're cute and people love them. So I've sold several gnome wreaths that have gone into my shop. Thanks, Renee. All right, y'all. Well, that is our wreath for tonight. And we'll see if I'm on tomorrow night. If I am on, I'll post on my Facebook page what time I'll be on. Is this 7:45 time? Do y'all like this time? You're welcome, Liz. Thank you. Thank you, Brenda. Night, Linda. Okay. Yeah, it's a good time for me. Gives me time to get ready and get dinner done and then come here and visit with y'all. All right. Thank you all so much for being here with me tonight. Night, night, everybody.